Welcome to EdTech Tuesday. I'm Jennifer Gibson.
And I'm Rich Dixon.
Okay, Rich, what are we going to look at today?
All right, we have a student response system called InfuseLearning.
Okay.
So what is a student response system? Let's explore that
let's talk about
bit.
that because there's been a lot of talk about student response systems, and there's been a lot of different response systems out there. So let's kind of talk about what this one does differently.
This specifically is software that's geared to leveraging or using students that bring their own devices into the classroom or existing technology so that they can respond to questions, quizzes, and other information that you can display on a screen or directly to them.
I noticed that we're using two different devices here, tell me about that.
I'm going to demonstrate for us today what it would be like if I were in a classroom and I'm a teacher and I'm making a presentation, or I want to check for comprehension, or I want to get feedback from students. And I'm going to be using the website InfuseLearning.com to do that. Now on this device, this is a smartphone, but you could use a tablet, you could use a Chromebook, any device, it doesn't matter, as long as that other device is connected to the internet and has an internet browser. And we'll be using this for some of the demonstration today.
Okay,
so let's dive right in.
Let's do it.
You can see on your screen InfuseLearning.com, and it's a free service. I love that part about it.
Free is great.
It is.
Is there an upsell or?
Let's talk about that as we dive in a little bit more. I'm going to click on Teacher Login. I've already created this free account. And after I've logged in, this is called the dashboard. And within this, there's a number of different ways that we can pose questions to students, allowing them to give us a response privately and hopefully thoughtfully in ways that some students may not normally be able to do or are willing to do at least.
So Rich, this makes me think about personalized learning and being able to use a tool like this to really hone in on what students know and don't know.
Yeah, well, let's take a look at how it works. We're going to get started by taking a look at a question that I could pose to a classroom, and we're going to frame it as a true or false question. Now, students, if they have their own device in front of them, or if there's a device that they're sharing with another student or a small group of students, on their particular browser, they're going to visit students.infuselearning.com. And when they get there, you're going to see on the smaller screen here what it looks like. There's a room ID number.
Right.
And the room ID number that I'm going to share with the class is up here in the upper left-hand corner. And this makes it a more secure and a safer experience so that others in the public aren't able to access these same questions and interact with you.
Do you want to read that number for me, Rich?
You bet. It's 75658. And then you're going to be asked to put your name. You can just go ahead and put Jennifer on there.
Okay.
Now we're going to go ahead and look at a true and false question. I'm going to click on the gear icon here. And there's a couple of different options that we have to modify the responses that students could see. I could make it just a true or false question, or in this case, true, false, or don't know. I'll leave that here. And I could pose a question. I'm going to click on go.
Oh, there we are.
I can see that Jen is connected here.
I'm noticing that I have true, false, and don't know on my screen, but I don't actually see the question.
No, that's something either I pose verbally, right on the board in this particular situation, or post elsewhere.
So now, if I was somewhere else, I couldn't attend to this assessment.
Correct.
Okay.
But you'd probably be doing this synchronously anyway, so you would need to have some sort of interaction.
Okay.
Now, there's other question types where you can embed the question in the thing that you see on your screen here. But in this situation, we're just using true.
So I'm going to answer true.
Go ahead and put true, submit. And then on my screen, I'm going to click summary. And I can see right here that in this case, since it's only Jen, I'm only seeing one response, and I can see that she's answered that as true.
Okay.
I can get more information as well under details. It tells me how long it took for her to answer that question.
Hard to answer, because I didn't know the question.
Exactly. And then the response there as well. When I'm done, I'm going to click home. Now again, there's other types of questions that we can see here. Multiple choice, open-ended answer. So that's a really nice way to go about allowing you to respond. Again, I could pose a question, and you can just simply type with your device in. You can click, submit.
Did it.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to look here at summary. We can see what you've said. Love this. Details. Again, it tells me how long it took for you to respond. So you were really quick. That was great.
Yes.
Now,
I see this as a great exit strategy as students are getting ready to leave to recess or another class. You have a quick formative assessment where you can quickly see what they know and don't know, and then maybe tomorrow you have to do a review or you skip that section because everybody already knows it.
Now, one thing that I do want to point out is that there's this really neat thing called Infuse Draw, and I'm just going to take a quick second to do this.
Okay.
Let's say that I have a diagram or a map or something that I've been working on. So I have something from Yorktown here.
Alrighty.
I'm going to bring that image in. And I can actually draw on this. I can ask students by clicking on Ask to interact with it. They can actually type a response.
Oh, I see it.
So here you can see, I can ask a question. You can see the image that I have just shown on my screen.
I'm thinking that's false.
False.
Yep.
I haven't asked a question yet, but you know,
That's
it's false. So,
I read as mine.
so I really do like that part because you can bring in different images and display those in a way that makes it easier to see.
Is there a way for me to see the class data as people answer on my screen?
Yes, if you're the teacher, absolutely. You're
No,
gonna have this.
as a student, so that I'm getting feedback as the whole class answers.
No.
But you could display it on the whiteboard or
absolutely. If you chose to show this screen up there, you certainly could.
Okay.
You do get a quiz result section. What's really nice, you can download that. And when you download
email it.
You can email it. What I like when you download it is it gives all the questions and then the responses and the student name, so you can see exactly where they missed something.
Well, I think this is
nice.
something that teachers are going to want to consider and see if it works into their integration model. Being that it's a free tool, I think that a lot of teachers are going to want to consider, and how great if you're using BYOD or you're using one-to-one at your school. This is something that I think you should consider and look at for formative assessments.